Welcome to my YouTube channel. I had a request from Norma's sister if I could please do an updated video on her. This is very haunting that this is a cold case of her sister being brutally murdered back in May 27th of 1985. So Norma Isela Ramirez was brutally stabbed along a trail next to the Santa Ana River near Alona Park. A man walking to work along the trail discovered the body at 5:30 a.m. Ramirez had been hit multiple times on the left side of her face and neck with a heavy, sharp instrument. She was identified 3 days later after her father saw the news reports and said he believed that was his daughter. The search for her killer ensued, producing no results for 2 years. Then the detectives got a break they needed. Physical and circumstantial evidence led to the arrest of Carlos Alberto Tirado, who was age 17, on May 12, 1987. He was charged with the murder, but a judge ruled that circumstantial evidence against the youth failed to provide his guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. I knew the whole time I was innocent, Tirado told the Orange County Register after a trial in 1987. Innocent men don't have anything to worry about. At the time of the killing, I was 15 and in 8th grade. I don't know why they would accuse a very young man of doing this, said Tirado, who was a student at Santa Ana High School. Tirado was Ramirez's ex-boyfriend and next-door neighbor. They were in the same grade at Willard Intermediate School at the time of the killing. After 20 years of the case being dormant, detectives are reopening the investigation and imploring community members to come forward with information that would lead to her killer. So far, they have solved... they've solved 2 murders and reviewing 8 more cases. So this was back in 2007, by the way, where this article is. It's not current that they're reopening it. So at the request of her sister, I'm going to pull some additional tarot cards and do a part 2 here. And at the beginning of this, I am still designing. So this is going to be very sloppy, but I'm designing a murder mystery oracle deck. I keep testing it, and then it's just not quite tweaked out yet. And it's very sloppy. It's very handwritten, very changed. But I never pull more than like 2 cards because then it becomes extremely inaccurate. So usually I pull 1 card, but I'm just going to ask, what do we have to know? And these are just blank tarot cards that I wrote on the other end. And like I said, it's going to be sloppy. I made a lot of changes. I don't know what this is going to reveal, but I just asked the cards, what do we have to know about Norma Isela Ramirez? What do we have to know about her murder? And I'm just shuffling through. I'm going to pull 1 card. The killer will murder again. I wonder if this person has murdered again. The killer will murder again. That's interesting. And I'll pull 1 more. And I never do more than 2. One day, the killer will admit guilt. The killer will eventually, I added. One day, the killer will eventually admit guilt. I wonder if that's because, and like I said, those cards are for entertainment purposes only. So let's go ahead and go to the tarot cards. I'm actually going to go to the Kipper deck, which is a completely different system. And I don't know that the Kipper Tarot is designed for things like this. But sometimes, this is the box, by the way, if you're wondering if you want to buy the Kipper. This is a Kipper fortune-telling deck. It's a completely different system. So I'm not sure if this is the right system, but I'm just going to pull a card to see what I get on the Norma Isela Ramirez murder. I just feel like this is the card. All right, let's see what we get. A mature woman. Okay, so this could either be Norma now, grown up, a mature woman, or a mature woman knows something. Second card, poverty. So there's something to do with poverty. A family was struggling financially. And I'm going to pull 1 more. Like I said, I'm not going to put a whole lot of precedence into this. Wow, we get poverty and then a wealthy man. Huh. That's interesting. 2 families with completely different financial statuses. So I'm not going to make any type of prediction based on those cards. I just thought that I would pull them for some reason just to bring that deck out. So I'm going to go to my regular tarot deck, and I'm going to ask, is anything being looked at or updated on this case as far as leads or any new information? Is anything being looked at or updated on this case of Norma? Ooh, the Sun card. This is a good card, actually. New information. I feel like, now this could be 4 years out yet, so it's been a long time anyway, but it could be 4 years out. The number 4 is out to me, but it feels like this could have a happy ending. Both these cards are good endings, but I'm going to continue and see what's going on here. So potentially the person who did this, maybe they could be drinking one night and accidentally talk about something, or at any rate, they could do something foolish. This is the Fool card. They could do something fooling, toot the horn, and then all of a sudden there's like an admission, or there's somebody knows a little more detail about it. And quickly, look at that, the Knight of Swords. The information will quickly go to the right sources. So this could be somebody does something foolish, the information gets quickly put to the right sources, and that could lead to at least a closure of the case. And this is the Woman in Spirit. I feel like this would be Norma saying, I am no longer a child. Don't think of me as a child. I'm a grown woman now. So a lot of people finish, if children die on the other side, they finish growing up on the other side, and they want people to know that. And she's like, there's a lot of people who have, who have given information. She believes that there's a lot of people that have given information on this, and it's just been collected. It's kind of been collected, but there's been no activity on it yet. So this is like they ended. This is like they ended the investigation unless something is pointing them in a new direction. In other words, and it's next to the people of the information they've collected. This person could do something foolish. The news quickly gets to them, and there could be closure. Now, I'm not telling you to be hopeful, because this is a tarot reading, and I'm not a detective or anyone experienced in this. I just do murder mysteries using the tarot. So this is not based on facts. It's for entertainment purposes only. But these are a lot of good cards. And this could be the angry person in rage with the weapon does something foolish. And because these are both shining a light, the yellow light, shining a light on the situation and generating a change. And this would be then the person chained up or in prison. This could be the going to prison card. So now this also could be that the person, if we followed the murder mystery thing where the person has murdered before, it could be that they are in jail for some other crime. Like they already went to jail, or they did some time for some other crime. And this is like having a different view. Like we thought it was this, oops, it was that. We thought it was that, oop, nope, it's this. And I feel like there's something important about a nearby vehicle. I don't know why, this just reminds me of a vehicle. Like there was a vehicle nearby, or something to do with a vehicle. Maybe the person had access to a vehicle or something like that, because that's usually the movement card. And so this is kind of my answer to a prayer. Like someone's been praying for justice on this, praying. And this is usually the card that comes up prayers will be answered. So sometimes this could be a ways out, but personally, I feel like one day this could be. I mean, there are cold cases a lot older than this that are solved. So I always like to indicate to the cards to put the energy out there. Let the family have justice. Let this young woman's murderer be captured, and let justice prevail. And prayers to the family for their loss. This is a tragic, tragic loss of a beautiful young woman, way too young to die. So we will just put a lot of good energy and good thoughts out there for this to be solved. And I'll pull a different deck and say, what's our final card on this? This is Steampunk Tarot. Final card. Queen of Wands. Wow. She looks determined to solve this. And we're going to end on that because, boy, she looks determined. And here we have the Queen of Wands in the other deck. Send the Queen of Wands energy out to solve this so the family can have some closure. Thank you for being a part of my YouTube channel.